Hey everyone, Vintage Fan Collector here, and today we have a very special fan in front of you. This is a 1986 Casablanca Delta II. This is installed in the former master bedroom, which is now just a guest room, of my great aunt's house, and this is a fan I've been wanting to get on this channel forever. When I was a kid, this was a big important fan for me because I really liked the wide cane blades and everything about this fan in general. And when I used to stay here more often as a kid, this fan and then the baby original in the room next door were the two most important fans of this house to me. So at one point I filmed a video of this. The last video I ever filmed of this was on a Samsung Galaxy tablet that my brother had because I didn't have a camera at the time. I don't remember what it was, but didn't go well, and so now I'm making a real video of it all these years later. So it's got a K1S low profile 4-inch globe fitter that is integrated into the switch housing just by looks. It's not obviously actually integrated, but it just screws in on the bottom and places the switch cap. And it still has an incandescent bulb in here that's been in here probably forever. It's one of the last incandescent bulbs in the house besides bulbs and some lamps. And I'll go ahead and start it off on low. It still has good bearings for the most part. They make a little bit of a hiss, but it's not too bad. And I believe this was purchased from, I think it's called Fantastic Fans in Memphis, which is still open to this day, actually, and some collectors probably know of this place because a fan collector who's on the Facebook group actually filmed a live stream tour, because he works there, of everything they have installed, which is a lot of vintage stuff. It's probably the coolest fan showroom in the entire country, other than Texas Ceiling Fans, which is also a pretty awesome, vintage and antique showroom with new stuff as well. So I'm pretty sure that's where this was bought, because I can't think of anywhere else anywhere near here besides Little Rock that would have even sold Casablanca, especially in the mid-80s. So that is most likely where this was bought, alongside the original, and probably most of the fans in this house were probably bought from there, if not every single fan in this house over the years. So I'm pretty sure that's where everybody in the family got their fans, because the other house has a couple old fans too, and one of them came from a hospital in Little Rock, but the other one, the other original, actually came from the same showroom. So here's medium. And this, as far as I'm aware, everything's all original on this. I can't imagine it was ever worked on. And it doesn't need anything, really. It's got a little bit of a warped flywheel, but it doesn't wobble because the flywheel is designed to warp to compensate for out-of-balance blades. That's the whole point of the rubber flywheel, which nobody ever understands, and some people don't even believe me when I say that, but over time, if you run these Casas or any other stack motor fan with the rubber flywheel on high speed for a long period of time, and it wobbles, about 85 to 90% of the time it'll stop wobbling and the flywheel will warp to compensate for the bent blade or whatever, unless it's so out of whack that it just can't help it. That's been my personal experience, and Casablanca in the patent wrote that that's the purpose of the flywheel, along with noise isolation, so I'm going to go with what they said on that. But this is an example of it, because it should wobble with all the it's doing, but it doesn't move at all, because that's what a flywheel's for, a rubber flywheel. You can see how it moves. No wobble. You can see the blade bouncing up and down the side of the deal. No wobble. And yeah, the bearings are pretty good. This fan doesn't get used much. Probably hasn't ran in over 7 years, and yet it sounds fine. So I would say not bad. This was from the era of Casablanca where they didn't have the greatest bearings. I'm actually pretty impressed that these are fine. But yeah, this is actually the room that I'm staying in this time. I never stayed in this room until this trip. I always stayed in the other room where the baby original is, and so it was pretty cool to finally sleep under this fan. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and give it a spin down. So it spins down pretty good. I mean, it seems to have a slight bearing resistance, but it's really not that bad. And it looks incredible in here. Like, this is a perfect fit for this room. Like, this is catalog worthy in here. If this room is, you know, dolled up without my stuff everywhere, band catalog worthy right here, or Southern Living for that matter. So this is probably my favorite fan in the house, not just because it's the Casablanca, but it just looks the best in here. I think my second favorite fan in the house is actually that Kenroy in the living room. The third is the baby original, which I'll make a video of the baby original, which I have never done either, in a minute, but for now we're doing this one. And I guess actually the spin down's gotten better. I haven't turned this thing off since I got here, so yeah, it's actually a lot better than it was. Nice. All these fans just needed was to be broken in a little bit, which is nice. Yeah, this is a way better spin down than it had earlier. Not bad. Wow, okay, it just keeps going. Yeah, I think the bearings have also quieted down a little bit too, so it's just a matter of not being used was all. But I can make this exact combination, blades, light kit, globe, everything, and fan. I think I have an 86 Delta II actually. That's polished brass. If not, I've got a 87 and 85 3-speed. Okay, this thing is just gonna keep going forever, I guess. Wow. And a couple of the blades are warped, I noticed too, which is pretty typical of with this climate that I have out here. It's very humid in both the summer and the winter out here, so when will it stop? And right there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and more to come. Goodbye.